Today's marijuana is not your father's or even your grandfather's pot. It is stronger. Decades ago, the THC content was 3%. Today, it's anywhere from 15 to 30%. A recent study found high-potency marijuana is linked to a greater risk of addiction. On this week's Healthy Living program, medical reporter Lorie talks to a young man who not only became addicted to marijuana, but also suffered from cannabis-induced psychosis.
In my experience, cannabis-induced psychosis is something that happened from me smoking way too much marijuana. And it triggered my brain to go into a mode where, I was very manic, had very manic thinking, and then a lot of paranoid thinking in a short amount of time. And I believe that it's, more common in people with mental health issues, but I think that anyone is susceptible. And just in my experience, it's very scary for, the loved one involved, and it's very scary for the whole family, because it's just something that, you don't know if you're susceptible to such a thing. There are people who can smoke, their entire lives and do every day and never have any issues. And then there are people like me where in a very short period of time, my life is suddenly in danger. And no one could have saw it coming.
And when you say your life was in danger, in what way could you have died?
Right. So whenever I was in psychosis, whenever I was induced into psychosis by cannabis, I had, thoughts of other people wanting to hurt me, thoughts of the only way of, being safe was to end my own life. It went very quickly to suicidal thinking. And then I went to operate a vehicle and was just in a total blackout, and don't remember getting to where I needed to go, but somehow just ending up there. And I do have like brief memories of, swerving on the road and things like that. And it's really just a miracle that I'm still alive after an experience like that.
And this was not something that happened to you just one day, even though there was sort of a peak, a culmination of all this, where you were hospitalized in a regular hospital and then transferred to a mental hospital. But, you were talking about some of the symptoms. A lot of people watching might be like, wait a second, how do you know if you're experiencing this cannabis-induced psychosis? And you said you had manic episodes and also paranoid. Can you kind of drill down and describe exactly what a manic episode is? A lot of people don't really know what that means.
Of course. I can really only talk about it from my experience, of course. But from how it happened to me was, I had just decided to use this marijuana one day. And I don't know what it was. I know that my tolerance was really, really high. I knew that I would have to, smoke more at this point, just to feel the effects for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. When at first, I could smoke one time and the effects would last for several hours. And so my tolerance had been so high at that point, that I was ingesting a lot more. I don't know if that's the proper term, but I was definitely consuming a lot more. And at this point, it was just one night. This manic episode led to me, thinking that I had all the answers. And it sounds really, really crazy because it was super skewed thinking. And so my manic episode was, thinking that I had all these answers for like what was, I guess, wrong in the world.
And to see how Zach beat the marijuana addiction, you can see also how he remained clean and sober by watching Healthy Living with Lorie on the CBN News Channel this evening at 8:30 Eastern. You can also watch it on the CBN News app.